Alright. Hi, Joe. It's good to see you again. Thank you for meeting with me again. Um, just before we begin our session, I'm going to go over confidentiality again. Can you tell me what you remember?
Anything we talk about will stay here.
Yeah, that's a really good understanding. I will just elaborate a little bit more on that. So yes, you're correct. Anything that we talk about stays in this room. Any notes that I take will stay in this room as well. There are just a few exceptions to that rule. The first is if you disclose to me a plan to harm yourself or others in a life-threatening manner, I would report that because I'm a mandated reporter. The second is if you express to me a plan to damage someone's property, such as like slashing their bicycle tires or anything like that. And the third option, it happens very rarely, but if I would get subpoenaed by the court, I would have to turn over my records to them. So, yes. Any questions? Okay. So, I kind of want to go back to the last session just to kind of recap what we talked about and where we're at now. So last session you told me that you were struggling in a few of your classes, but you wanted to do better, but you weren't doing the homework. Um, your you and your dad's relationship wasn't super great, um, and you just felt like he didn't always engage with you and be with you and stuff like that, and how it kind of just hurt your feelings, and he just wanted to play video games and you wanted to do anything else. We also talked about what brought you joy. You said your friends, your mom, and doing activities like that with them. We also talked about um, your quality of life, how that wasn't where you wanted it to be, but you expressed some steps that you wanted to take to improve that. So let's start at where, since the last time we met, how have things been?
They've been okay.
Okay? Expand on it. Just what does okay mean? What does it look like?
I don't know. I don't know. Classes are better, I guess. I don't know. I spend time with my mom, so that's chill. But yeah, so everything's been okay.
How have classes been better?
Mm, I mean, I go to my classes, so that's better. But I don't know. It could be better.
Help me understand what could be better.
Just my grades.
Yeah, I did receive another note from your teachers that said you were struggling in your history and your math class. So, but um, tell me more about you and your mom's relationship. How has that improved since the last time we were together?
It really hasn't improved. It's kind of the same, I like going there, structure, get my homework done, I eat good food. Yeah, pretty much the same.
You've mentioned structure before to me. That seems like it's a really important thing for you. Tell me what do you like about structure?
I don't know. There's just parenting guidelines. I don't know. I just can't do whatever I want to when I'm there. Versus when I'm at home, my dad, I can do whatever I want to. So if I get in trouble, then I guess it's kind of his fault because it doesn't really have any rules set in place. I guess. I don't know. At least when I'm there at my mom's house, I get my homework done. So when I get my homework done, I do well in school. So yeah.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like you enjoy structure when you're with your mom, but when you're with your dad, you don't. Is that something that you would want to see change? Your dad's relationship? Do you had more structure? Do you feel like you'd be more successful in school?
Yeah.
Um, Help me understand what um, what it would look like if you had more structure at your dad's house.
I don't know, just the basics. I'm getting my homework done. I have food. rules put in place. Just the basics.
Mhm. So it sounds like you do a lot better with rules and structure in place. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, about your activities,
What do you mean?
like things you like to do for fun, hobbies.
Well, I want to go cliff jumping. Dumpster diving is pretty fun too. Video games, skateboarding, swimming. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, I heard a few concerning activities in there, but there were some really good activities, such as swimming and stuff like that. But I'm concerned about cliff diving and dumpster diving. Help me understand the just kind of where you're coming from with that. Why you feel like it's a good activity to do.
I don't know. It's just, sometimes you gotta take risks in life. So, nothing beats taking risks like cliff diving, am I right?
I can see that would have some. I mean, you're correct in the sense that that is a risk for sure. I am concerned about your safety and well-being though while you do those activities.
Nah, I'm fine. I made it out every time.
What if you don't though? Are you always with someone? Do you do this by yourself? This is
Miss, what's your name?
Miss Peters.
Okay, Miss Peters. Have you ever heard of the saying YOLO?
I believe I have heard that.
You only live once. So, why not make the best of what I got now while I'm young? And then when I'm older, I can focus on work and all those other boring things adults do. But now, I can just live and have fun.
That is a great perspective to have. And I'm glad that you have the perspective. But I'm also concerned for, like I've stated before, your health and your safety. I feel like we could work together to find activities that are healthier, like you said, swimming and skateboarding, and just better activities to do instead of cliff jumping and dumpster diving.
Sure. Okay.
So you would be willing to?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop cliff diving, but I'll listen to what you gotta say.
Okay. Thank you for being willing to listen to me. I'm very grateful. Um. Okay. So you mentioned that you already do some activities for fun. Have you ever considered joining an after school activity or a recreational activity? Like,
Nah, not really, but
what types of. So it sounds like you enjoy swimming. Why do you enjoy swimming?
mm, just yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess I never thought about that before.
Huh. Tell me why you've never thought about it.
I don't know. When you like food, right?
Food?
Yeah.
Yes, I like food. Food
Do
is
you know
good.
why you like food?
Because it keeps me alive. It's good nutrients.
Okay. So, do you like to swim?
No.
No?
No.
Do you know why you don't like to swim?
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, well, I guess I've never thought about it. I have no reason to think about it, I guess.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Good. So I'm glad to hear that you are willing to listen to some other options that I might have in store for you. That we could work on together to find maybe a good activity. We've also talked about how homework is important to you, getting that done, structure, stuff like that. Um, what are some? What are 3 areas of your life that you wish you could improve?
Um, well, I wish we could be rich.
Help me understand that. Why do you want to be rich?
I don't know. When you're rich, you can do anything you want. So,
Anything? No
Yeah.
rules, regulations.
no. Yeah, you can do pretty much anything.
Okay.
Have a nice house, have a car. I can get a tutor for homework. I don't know. Dad could stay stuck away playing his video games. And yeah, I wouldn't have to worry about his help because I could hire someone myself. Yeah, very fancy life.
So you believe if you were rich, all your problems would be solved.
I didn't say all of my problems, but some of my problems. Yes.
Some of the big ones. It's interesting. Well, so you mentioned that if you're rich, you could have a tutor. Help me. What does that look like to you?
Well, if I had a tutor, they could help me with my homework. And when I get my homework done, then I can do better in school.
Okay. So if you had a tutor or someone there to help you in the subjects that you're struggling with, you feel like that would really benefit you.
Yeah.
Right? And help you understand the subjects more.
Mm-hmm.
You also mentioned something really interesting to me. You said that if you're rich, your dad would be, he could just stay tucked away and not, like, he wouldn't be around. But you've mentioned from our last session together that you wanted to you wanted to build a relationship a little bit more with him. Help me understand why you just decided to just tuck him away and not engage with him.
Well, technically, that would be in a perfect world. And don't necessarily live in a perfect world, but I don't know. It's just easier to hire a tutor, leave dad wherever he is. He obviously doesn't care, so why should I?
When you say that, you sound like you've given up.
Yeah.
Right? Given up on that relationship. You don't think there's anything more you can do?
I mean, I'm the child, so I'm technically not supposed to be doing anything. Like, he's the parent, so it's his job to make sure I'm doing okay. It shouldn't be the other way around, but so yeah, I got my own problems.
That must be frustrating for you.
Yeah.
But help me understand what, I mean, we've talked about this before, kind of more along the lines of a tutor, but um, what are some resources that we could look at?
Could you ask that again?
Sure. Do you mean rephrase it differently or to ask the exact question?
Just ask the question.
What are some resources that we could look at together
For
a tutor?
mm,
Or let me rephrase that. What are some steps that we could take, you and I, to help you find a tutor?
I don't know. I don't know where to find resources.
That's alright. I could look into. I guess it's part of my role. I could look into. I think I could pull up right now some just tutors in the area, and then we could look at that and see where we go from there. Help you in those areas that you're struggling in, which are history and math.
Okay. Do those cost money?
There are some that come through our middle school that are completely free, and they would meet with you. I think on the days that you would fill out a form, and you would say your availability and the times that work or the days that work for you, and then I think they have a set time after school.
Okay.
Another step that we could take together is that you mentioned you've mentioned that you want to be more successful a lot and in your classes and stuff like that. All right. So one of the steps that we've talked about is to find you a tutor, and that would help you overall with the overall goal of doing better in your classes, and to set up just to fill out a form to meet with them, and then we would make sure that they are accommodating to your schedule and things like that.
So would my dad have to sign off on that, or?
Yes, your dad would have to provide just a written, like, you would just have to sign a form that says, his name, and then he gives permission for someone to come in and tutor you, and just and the subjects that you're struggling in. So that would be another step that we could take together, and I could print off the form and just give it to you, and then you just give it to your dad to sign, and just bring it back to me.
But do you have to tell my dad that I'm struggling to get these classes?
Yes. Does that make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, I just don't want him to know that I'm not doing well in classes.
Why don't you want him to know?
Yeah, just don't want him to.
You don't want him to?
No.
Help me understand why. You sound like you just want to avoid the subject.
Yeah, I just don't want him to know that I'm doing bad.
Can you expand on that? Is he? Why?
Yeah, just. I mean, if you were failing in classes, would you want your parents to know that you were struggling?
I see your point, but you've also expressed to me that your dad doesn't have a great relationship with you, and so I want to understand why you don't want to tell him, or why you don't want him sign the form.
I mean, he could sign the form, but then he would know that I'm struggling in classes. So if there's some way to get him to sign the form without him knowing that I'm struggling in classes, then that could be an option. But if he has to know, then maybe not.
Does he have anger problems? Would he just get mad?
No.
Is it like
I just don't want him to know that I'm not doing well in classes.
okay, alright. Okay. See your point. I am trying to think. Most parents have to know the reason to sign a formal legal document because they're your legal guardian. So
Okay. Look, can't we just keep this a secret between me and you? Like,
I know that you would like that, but I can't do that. That would go against my policies and regulations.
policies. What? I thought you wanted to help me.
I do want to help you, and I do want you to get the help that you need, but we have to go about this in an ethical manner.
I don't know. I just really don't want him to know that I'm not doing well in my classes.
What if you said that you primarily live with your dad, but your mom still has custody? Is that correct?
Yeah, but she's not on any of the
On the forms.
forms. So
We could. I know that you are frustrated and that you don't want your dad to know. But I think that this is the best. You could even just come into the school and we could just tell him, or when you go home, you could just tell him that there's some tutoring after school, just for whatever, when we fill out the form together for your availability, we could talk about that, and then you could tell him that it is more of like a social event, like you and your friends are doing. So then you wouldn't feel so alone when you tell him. You could just.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. Okay, but would he still figure out that I'm not doing well in my classes?
Not necessarily. The form just says tutor, like, for math help and stuff. It doesn't necessarily say your grade on the form. It just says open these areas. I mean, if your dad goes on to Student View app, he can see your grades anyways.
Yeah, but that's the point. He doesn't look at my grades. So, okay, so what if he asks me, why do I need a tutor? What do I say?
You would tell your dad that you feel like you are doing well in some of your classes, but you just need a little bit more support. You wouldn't necessarily have to say I have a D in this class or a C. You can say I need a little more support. I feel like I understand the subject pretty well, but I just need someone to help me understand the information better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it helps, I guess.
Okay. So our plan that we've talked about has been, so the overall goal has been to improve your math and history grade. And one step that we've taken is to find a tutor and to fill a form to help them establish what times work best for you and them. And then the second step is to take that form to your dad, get him to sign it, and bring it back to me. And then we can start working together. And we've also talked about how your relationships with your dad improved, what it would look like if you're rich, just a whole range of subjects. And I've really enjoyed getting to meet with you and to work with you. And I would love to follow up with you the next time that I see you. just to know how everything's going, and obviously you'll be back here to meet with me about the tutor. And so, but I look forward to meeting with you. Thank you.